I wish, I wish, I wish it break your heart like you did me. I hope you're unhappy, and I pray, I pray she gives you a disease so that you will see. Not enough to make you die, but only make you cry like you did to me. Y'all let me know what album that song came off of, the name of the song, and who sung the song. And I'll give you a shout out in next week's review. Now, with that, I did a Braxton Family Values review for episode 20 and 21. I combined it together. And so by the time that video is up and posted, it, this, you, what am I trying to say? Shit. Okay, that video is already up and posted by the time you're watching this video. So go and comment on that video. And with the song that I was singing in that, and comment on this video, and then I'll give you like a double shout out in next week's review, if that makes sense. Basically what I'm saying is these two reviews of Braxton Family Values of literally 3 episodes is all going to be up around like nearly the same time. So it's not like from last week's review I can give you a shout out on this week's review because I'm doing this week's review so closely. So just comment on both and I'll give you a shout out in next week's review. How about that? Episode 23, I believe. Anyway, this is episode 22. And so where we left off from last week was Trina was telling the girls all about Jason. Now, Tamar, hairdresser, told her, what's tea with your sister? What's really going on? And, Tamar was just like, what the hell's going on? So Trina explained the whole thing, that apparently Jason was a scammer, just like most folks are in Atlanta. Not most, I'll say some. Are in Atlanta. And basically, she came down the steps or whatever, and he was outside on the porch, child, or in the house, arrested, and she trying to see what's going on. Couldn't give any information. The police, he called her from jail, and he was just like, "Oh, I didn't do nothing. Yada yada yada." Apparently he lied and said that he was working at the bar one. They came to her bar, the county, and it's just a mess. Like, Jason, I was really rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. But, you let us down big time. And it's just unfortunate how everything went down with that. Trina could have really been in serious trouble. And, like Tawanda and Trina, they was just like, he saw the kind of person that Trina was. And, he took advantage of that. They were saying this stuff in front of Trina. Now, I know they didn't mean any harm. But, hearing a person, like, talk about you as if you're not in the room is a little slightly, like, rude or whatever. And Trina started to cry and get mad, which I probably would have, too. So, Tamar and Tawanda, they got up and hugged her and stuff. And even Tony came around the table to hug her. They was at a restaurant when Trina was spilling all this tea to the girls. And it was just messed up. She was just like, I'm just so mad and all this kind of stuff. And they started making jokes with her. It was just like, oh, so Trina, what you want to do next? Because Trina's mainly the only sister that dates all around her race. She's just like, I think I want an Italian next and all that kind of stuff. And they was messing with her and all that kind of stuff. So it was cute. It was being a little shady, throwing a little shade in there, but whatever. It is what it is. So the next scene, they show the girls. They go to actually a painting class, and the instructor in the painting class, their assignment was to paint the person that's directly in front of you. So it was supposed to be like Trina drew Tracy. You're supposed to take a picture of the person and then try to draw them. Trina drew Tracy. Tracy was supposed to draw Trina, but ended up drawing their mother. Um, Evelyn was across from Tawanda, so she draw Tawanda, and Tawanda draw Evelyn. Um, and then it was Tamar and Tony was across from each other, and they drawed each other. So during this whole little event, Miss Evelyn, she haven't seen the girls in a minute. She was just like, "What's tea? What's going on with y'all?" So Tamar, she was just like, "I'm working on my album," and we all know that Tamar has this song called "My Man," as basically Miss Evelyn's point of view from her divorce from her husband. So I still haven't listened to the song. Listened to the song. I heard a snippet of it, on the show, and it's great. It's R&B. It is '90s. I'm living. I am living. I am living for this era of Tamar. I was living for the last era of Tamar, Calling All Lovers. If you guys haven't got that album, please get that album. You will not be disappointed. Calling All Lovers album is everything and more. Bags and bags and bags of chips. You feel me? So Tawanda brung up, she was just like, "So Trina, you not gonna tell mommy what happened?" She was just like, no, Tawanda. Um and Tamar was just like, "Child, you better tell her, she gonna find out for the blogs come into play, for the blogs come into play." And she really didn't want to tell her mother, and I don't blame her. But I guess it is go ahead. I guess it is best to just go ahead and spill your own tea before somebody else has the opportunity to spill your own tea. If that makes sense. So she was just like, basically, I could have got in trouble by somebody who I thought I knew. You really don't know people, and so then they hollered out. It was just like Tamar was just like, the feds came to Trina's house, and Miss Evelyn, she didn't get mad or anything. She was just like, "Well, you can't feel bad. There was nothing you did wrong. You just fell for a scammer. That's all. They're good. They're charming. They're crooks." So we get to the whole paintings. Tony did Tamar, and I thought it was decent looking, but Tamar thought she looked like Ursula, and it was hilarious, like their reactions. When Tamar drew out Tony, I died, and she was just like, "This is you, because you always wearing big diamonds and stuff around your neck and all that. And you always wear evening gowns to the club." I died. I hit the floor. It was too much. Um, what else happened? Oh, Tracy, she was supposed to draw the mother. Oh, she was supposed to draw Trina, but she didn't. And so, it was just a mess. Okay, so where do I want to go now, guys? So, Tamar, she played the song for the girls and for mommy. And, some of the lyrics to the song was very true, very real. Like, I stood by you and, whew, excuse me, child, and all that stuff. And I thought that, basically watching another woman steal my man and all that kind of stuff. Evelyn, she was just like, no, but I didn't steal. That woman didn't steal my man, just like she didn't steal my house. I was like, come on, Evelyn. And actually, Evelyn revealed something to them that they didn't know. That apparently, Evelyn and her husband went to therapy. However, they said that he was in there crying about the fact that he can't be with this woman. And he basically said, this other woman basically said that, he loves you, Evelyn, but he's in love with this other woman. I was just like, ooh, child, how do you deal with that? I don't know what the hell I would have did. I really don't. That's some deep shit. I don't know if I'm that mature. I would have took the top of my fist. Y'all remember on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when Evelyn, not Evelyn, when Jocelyn, when it was Jocelyn, Mimi, and Stevie in the therapy session, and Jocelyn, and when she found out Mimi was like staying at the house, and Jocelyn cold clumped damn Stevie J and popped his ass. The ooh child, mm. But she was just like, you know what? I'm glad that she took him off my hands because she got an idiot on her hands. I hollered. They was just like, that's this. You're still their daddy and all that kind of stuff. And Evelyn was saying that he had like a whole board of different women he was sleeping with. So, Tracy really didn't care for that comment. Tracy's probably the one that's the closest to the father. Seeing as how they all stay in Maryland, the father, the brother, and Tracy. So, it's a mess box. Um, and they also during that whole studio session when Tamar was playing her song for the girls and mommy, they also talked about them going on the trip and that woman, and she was just like, you know what, I don't want to be around them. They stay in their lane, I stay in my lane. Like, no, that's wrong and that's disrespectful, and I ain't gonna be bothered. And most of the girls are on, pretty much all the girls are on their mommy side, but I feel like Trina and Tracy are the ones that's a little bit more um, open to the idea of Miss Wanda coming. Um, so Tawanda and Trina, they had a whole conversation. Oh, forgot to tell y'all in last week's review that Trina decided not to have the pop up shop in Atlanta because it would just be too much work and it was too much stress on her and all that. So she's not gonna have the whole pop up shop. So it's all right, Trina. You'll work it out, sis. So Trina and Tawanda, they talk and have a conversation, and Trina is still feeling some kind of way about the fact that her father did not show up for her wedding to Gabe. And she feels like Miss Wanda, which is their father's wife, had something to do with the fact that she couldn't come. So basically, she wasn't invited to the wedding, and maybe she was just like, well, if I'm not invited to the wedding, then I don't see no reason you coming to the wedding. I don't know. We don't know the details, but apparently the lady's coming on the trip, and a little sister vacation with the parents, and it's just gonna be, it's a shit show. I don't know why that lady came. I'm not gonna go somewhere where I know people don't like me or don't care for me, like, and about it. Like, why the hell would I show up and be ambushed and be attacked? I don't know. I wouldn't have showed up, but whatever. But I do understand being mature and all that good stuff, but no, no, I'll send a video message. But they talked, and Trina, she still feels some kind of way because she feels like she was robbed of that whole thing of your father walking you down the aisle, and the daddy daughter dance and all that. But Braxton, he went to their father. He went to all the other girls' weddings, but he didn't go to Trina. So I understand why she felt some kind of way about that. Let's see. So speaking of Tawanda, child cheese. So Tawanda goes to the whole therapy session, and she's sitting down with the therapist, and she invited Andre, as we know from last week. She invited Andre to the therapy session. He don't feel like they need therapy. He was just like, I'm just over the whole situation, and I'm pretty much over you at this point. And I don't need the therapy, and I just want my kids. I just want my kids, and I just want my kids. So wow, well, actually, earlier in that episode, we had Tawanda and Andre. They was both at separate meeting with their attorneys. She was meeting with Octavius, that's his name, and he was seeking out through, I guess, his family. They was telling him that he needed to get an attorney. and all he wants is his kids. And Octavius was telling Tawanda that, gone are the days where they would just give the mother full custody of the kids or kid, you know, and now they see a father as being just as good of a parent as a mother. And most of the time, you don't have fathers that want to even be there in their kids' life, especially black folks. So, he was just like, this is definitely a rare situation. And back then, if it could be a mama smoking weed or not weed, smoking crack or whatever on the side of the road, and they will automatically give the child to her or the children to her. But nowadays, things have changed, things have flipped, and it's just gonna be a fight. Tawanda was just like, all I want is I'll take shared custody with him, but I am not gonna deal with the whole full custody. He can take the property. I just want my kids, and you're not gonna do that with my kids, which I completely understand. Um, Andre's talking to the attorney, about everything, and she was like, "Well, what's her role?" He was the provider and all that good stuff, and it's just a mess. Andre's being very petty, but I definitely see his side of things, and that whole thing. So we're gonna get back to the whole therapy session. Andre actually showed up to therapy. The guy was trying to be nice to him and talk to him, and he was just like, "Well, tell me a little bit about yourself and who you are." The therapist really, literally looked like somebody's uncle, just who they done plopped up in the chair and gave an old degree to. I was like, "Look at this man, child." He looked just as ratchet, like he spill all your tea at his family's cookouts and shit. But Andre came in and the guy was just like, "Well, tell me a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you come from." He was like, "I don't feel like that's important. I'm just here for my kids." Andre basically went to the therapy session only because the attorney told him to, that it would look good, in him getting the kids. So he showed up and he was very defensive, kind of low key nasty. He didn't want to talk, and the guy was just like, "Look, I'm trying to help you, and I want the best for you, and I want the best for her." And he not trying to hear that. Andre brings up the fact that Tawanda said that she cheated on him, or she's talking to somebody else, and all this kind of stuff. But didn't y'all have like an open marriage from the beginning? If my memory serves me right, y'all had an open marriage from the beginning, correct? So if Tawanda was quote unquote cheating on you, wasn't you quote unquote cheating? You claiming that you're constantly at home with the kids and all this kind of stuff. Child, you know that man had a woman somewhere. Come on now. But I think Tawanda said that she did say that, but I don't think Tawanda actually cheated on him or whatever. But if she did, I mean, if it's open marriage, is it really cheating? I don't know. It's just so many rules and shit these days, and so many different kind of relationship situations and whatever. Um, so Andre actually got emotional. He started to cry. He was just like, I feel like I ain't shit to you. I feel like I ain't nothing to you. And like with this whole family, I always feel like I ain't nothing, and I'm pushed in the back corner and all that kind of stuff. He's doing a lot of stuff on out of spite, and the hurt is really coming out of him. And he was just like, "I've never cried before," and so it's good letting those emotions out and everything, because as black people, as black men, a lot of times we hold things inside because we feel like we're taught to just be the warriors and be strong and all the kind of stuff. But we're a person at the end of the day. There's only so much anybody can take. So then Tawanda, she was squeezing out them crocodile tears, child. She had started to get emotional because she was shocked that Andre got emotional. She was just like, "Don't take my kids, yada yada." So Andre go through all that crying, that whole moment, and he still, it's a dick, talking about, "Well, I still pushing for this. I still want full custody." So all them damn tears meant nothing. Nothing. All I saw was like two or three tears drop anyway, and it was gone. So I mean, I ain't seen nobody handle no tissue, nothing. So it's just, Tawanda's finally, opened up to her sisters about everything, and she was just like, "I just don't want a divorce like mommy and daddy. But, beloved, it looks like there's something that you can't control, and it looks like it's going to happen because Andre is just being a total dick wipe to you. And it's fucked up. Like, You don't deserve that, beloved. You really don't. So that's pretty much the end of this episode. It's a pretty long episode, actually. Let's see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I'm missing anything. So it's just unfortunate what's going on with Trina, and it's just unfortunate, or what happened to Trina, and it's just unfortunate even more of what happened to what's happening to Tawanda and all that good stuff. But I definitely have to check out that Tamar Braxton's new single. You guys let me know if you want me to do a whole review on the single, and I'll do it. So anyway, I'm Mr. Chalake. Mr. Chalake on Google Plus. Follow me at ITSKINGWORLD on Instagram and Twitter. At ITSKINGWORLD89 on Snapchat. Chase King was here on Facebook. All that good stuff. All my social media moments will be in the bottom bar below. I love you much. And I'll see you next time with Tony, Tracy, Tawanda, Trina, Tamar, and Missy will teach you a thing or two. Braxton family values. Yeah.